Yeah.
Makes
You man,
sense.
Cop, Nivea,
Let's
Cocoa
look
butter.
black owned.
yeah, black.
Obviously,
owned,
any
obviously.
black owned
black-
thing.
But,
obviously.
you know, it's so hard, yeah, because like black owned businesses, you have to literally go out of your way to find some of them. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the point.
The
though.
quality ones.
Yeah,
It's
like
where
that
we're
quality one.
growing
Because
into
I'm not.
super
I know
jobs
it's
and
black
stuff
owned, but
now,
I'm not.
yeah.
I don't endorse everything as black owned.
Of
If your
course,
quality
of
is
course
not up to scratch,
I'm endorsing Dudu Ason though.
the-
That's
is that
the
even
name
black owned though?
anyway.
Is that even black
It's
owned?
not. Is it black
I
owned?
don't think it's black owned.
You know what?
I
You'd
don't
be
know about
surprised.
Dudos in the company
I don't
itself,
think Dudos
but
is
you know.
You'd be
black
surprised it's not black owned. You know.
Yeah.
When
Fam.
Indomie ain't black owned.
Rain
Yeah, I
FM
know
is
that. I
black
know
owned.
that. I heard that.
No,
That's fraudulent.
no Maggie cubes. They're not black owned.
Yeah.
It's fraudulent, fam.
Yeah.
They're taking the piss.
So you'd be surprised a lot of things that you think are very
Maggie
African
Cube.
are not black.
Yeah, this.
Ah,
Oh,
that's disappointing. It's Still. disappointing.
So when the day I found out that Rain FM wasn't owned by a Jamaican,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
those
Who's
things
owned
I'm
by?
not surprised because those were done like back in the day. Them man came, took the name. It's all a
Could have been, and then just
yeah, I'm sure initially like there was a
Yeah.
black guy who was cooking these
Yeah,
things up,
trust me.
and the white guy said, "Hey, that looks nice. I'll give you 50 quid for it."
Even apparently Captain Morgan is born out of racism, so you know that one.
Bruv, it's got a
It's
pirate on it.
Captain.
I think he's a slave owner still.
It's got a white pirate on it, of course.
I ain't bought that since I found out, boy.
Really? I didn't even know that till today. I didn't know that till today.
I ain't got
Like,
that.
let's
And I
face-
work for the company I'm a
let's-
drink also.
Let's be careful because if we read into everything and everyone and we start finding out the history, trust
You're
me,
not gonna.
we ain't
you
gonna buy.
said it
We
on
ain't gonna buy
radio.
nothing.
You're not gonna exist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is why I haven't bought Tim's yet, fam.
Man said he's just waiting.
Wait, I wanted to get Tim's. What about Tim's?
Apparently
don't know.
that's a racist line as well, fam.
Swear, because apparently so is Ralph in it. Like
Yeah,
Ralph
I
Lauren,
ain't bought Ralph
black people
yet.
used to
Who
bang it
was
out.
that?
Apparently he came out and said that, bruv, if he knew so many black people were going to buy it, he wouldn't have made his things.
No.
Even Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy
Tommy
Hilfiger
Hilfiger
was-
as well.
was a confessed racist. Like he was very anti-black people.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
today,
I had
like-
a
And
couple.
Nigerians do a
Yeah,
lot of.
yeah.
Tommy
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I had a couple stuff and then I found it out and then again. boy.
Nigerians love it so much that like in Nigeria, everyone be wearing like the fake thing,
Yeah,
fake
of
Tommy,
course.
like.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, to be honest, yeah, it's a hard one because, like, in this world where like money is the one that makes the world go around, it's hard to like say I'm not gonna do this. And I feel like business and ethics is such a very thin line because if you're gonna be ethical about every single thing that happens in this world, you are not gonna eat.
You won't even
You're
have
not
a
gonna
phone,
make any
like-
money. You know what I'm
Do you know what I
saying?
mean?
And this is why I have beef with cancellation gang, right? All the time. Because when they talk about, oh yeah, we don't want to do this, we don't do that, we're not gonna endorse this business because this and that, bruv. If you really dig into every single business in their supply chain somewhere, there's something not ethical. There's
Yeah,
something
exactly.
not ethical. Like if that's the case, you're just gonna stay in your bubble, not make any money, and it's gonna be peak.
But I just feel like still be conscious to some degree. Like, for example, we all have a phone and we know what's going on in Congo.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But is there anything around you that you can actually change? Like, I know that there's Black Pound Day and there's websites that actually have links for black companies that I can shop from. So I'd rather go there. But if I have a bad experience with it, I'm never going to go
That's
back
the
there.
thing,
Do you know what I
like-
mean?
Like, yeah, I get,
Like-
yeah, it needs to be black, but it needs to be black and quality.
And quality.
Like,
Absolutely,
I'm not gonna go and buy something. I've paid for it, and then 2 weeks later, I've still not heard from them, and you know, I've got now go expose them on Twitter.
Like, I've been paid big money for like gym clothes that was black owned, and I'm not gonna drop any names, but
Nah, drop the names, 'cause
everyone
I need
that,
gym stuff.
that asked me, I was like, don't waste your money there, like, because it was crap.
You see,
Basically.
But the
that's
quality.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah, the quality.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't go out there and say it because there's someone I know, but in terms of being black owned, you still have to give us quality. You can't just say because you're a small business and you're black, you can put Nike prices on something that doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't
Like,
make
it's
sense,
not even AliExpress quality. Do you
Wait,
know what I mean?
actually, what's good? You said that you know the person. Did you let them know that yo?
Do you know
your-
what? I'm
your
not close
quality's
to the
at levels?
person, so I didn't.
Nah, I'm
Do
sorry.
you know what I mean? Like,
You
I
have to
just
let them know.
feel like it's
Yeah.
not everyone that I need to talk to because me, I'm about this honest thing. That's why I don't really have friends. So I'm learning to keep my mouth shut. It's not all the time that I need to tell someone about themselves. Sometimes just let they'll see it because no one's gonna buy it.
Wait, what did you buy? Like top
It
and
was like a
bottom?
gym set, yeah.
And how much did it cost you
I can't remember, like 50 something pounds.
for top and bottom?
Yeah,
from somebody that doesn't even know they're taking the
like
piss.
the material was shit. Everything about it was shit. Like it was.
I think you need to let them know.
You know
how long?
If you don't let them know, they're gonna continue selling
Did it
it
start
like that.
bubbling? Like in?
No, it was like, you know when you wear it and it felt very like nylon. You know when
Loose.
something's thin and just and then it's just
breaking
No,
the
it's
second.
gonna rip.
putting it on, it was already making and I was like, okay, cool. Put it on, you could see all the dents and everything. It doesn't like hug you like a Nike or even like
Fair
Y-Fit. Like that one fits. It's like Nike quality. Do you know what I mean? I would spend my money there, but that one, I gave it away to someone that was slimmer than me just so that it looks less.
How long had the person been running the brand for?
I think it was about a year at this point. But
I'm
I can't lie
sorry.
to you. You could have started your prices a little bit lower if that's
Oh
the
yeah,
case.
100%.
Just
You can let
because
them know.
because some people focus so much on profit that they don't remember that if you're starting a company, start it at prices that's attractive, but also give good quality. So you oversell, and then as you go on, you put the prices up. People are like, you know what? Or sometimes you don't even need to put your prices up because you're able to buy more and save more money, and then you have more customers. But if you're selling crap and you're charging a lot, I'm never gonna buy from you
No one's
again.
gonna come back.
I feel like
No one's gonna come back.
Ultimately, in our community, like as black people, we need to learn the economics of business, like the very basic principles, because it's same thing. Like we say all the time on this pod, in terms of like living for like very short term gratification. You're not thinking of, I'm a brand. What do I want to be seen as in 10 years time? You're thinking of in the next 3 months. I would just want to sell clothes and make a certain amount of money. You're not thinking, where will my brand be in 5 years time? Like, what can my brand be doing? What kind of spaces are my brand going to occupy in this time? And if you're thinking that way, you're going to be thinking, okay, cool. First of all, price point has to appeal to my target audience.
Thank you.
That's number one. Number two, I have a reasonable amount of quality that I'm providing for the price point. If you're selling me a set of trackies for £20 top and bottom, if the thing is peeling off tomorrow, I understand that. I paid for that. You know what I'm saying? I paid £20 for that. So I expect that top and bottom tracks is £20. If it starts peeling tomorrow, that's cool. That's what I paid for. But if you're trying to say, I'm going to charge you 70, 80, £100 for a pair of tracksuits, don't give me shit, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me shit. Like,
know the market, man.
know the market and understand that at the end of the day, I'm still a customer. If I went to Nike and I bought a pair of trackies and they cost £100 and I'm seeing bubbles in 2 days, I'm never going to buy that again. You know what I'm saying? So you need to think of yourself as well. Like, people are not buying from you just because you're black. People are buying from you because you're a business and the product you're selling satisfies a need that someone wants.
And if you're selling to black people, then you should know, for example, black people have different body types to a typical white person. So if it's not fitting me well as a black person, I would have thought you would understand my body better as a black person compared to a white man that's making clothes for typical white people.
Masses,
Do you get what I mean? So if you're making clothes for me and it's still not fitting me properly, like that's a problem because I'm paying more for your quality and for your small business, but it's not showing. Do you get what I mean?
I hear that.
That's it. That's my rant. I spent money for that, and I didn't get my money
I'll
back.
be vexed as well because
Everyone that messaged me about it, which was a lot of people, I told them how I felt exactly. How I felt.
But don't you feel like you should feedback that to the owner? But then again,
I think you should feed that back.
But then again, you paid for it.
Yeah. So
Exactly. It wasn't like they gave it to you.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I paid for it, and also I'm not, like I said, I'm not close enough to the girl for me to give, and people don't take criticism as constructive. It's not like I'm gonna say it wasn't good enough for me to say it's great, but how about this? It was just shit. So it wasn't like I could give any constructive feedback. I couldn't. I was just very disappointed.
I mean, you could have just said like, I don't think the quality would match the price.
No, but they'll just
but then how's that gonna come across to a black person when you know them as a small business that's starting? Like, to be honest, everyone that ever saw my Bantu from when I started, I've always asked them, what do you think about it? Like, they get an email later to ask how they found it. Some people respond, and some people just unprovoked to just message me and say, oh my gosh, I've been using your band for a long time. They have good reviews, and that's what I live off. If you're not getting any review from people, number one, you should actually then ask them. And if they're now giving you reviews and just like, yeah, it's all right, you know yourself that they're not bigging this thing up. When people like something, you don't need to ask them, for they'll come and tell you that, you know what, this thing was amazing, or this thing is, I'm loving this thing. Do you get what I mean? How many people have you bought from? There's like your friend that maybe you underestimated it, and then you got it and you're like, you know what, this thing's actually really lit, and you had to tell them, like, do you get what I mean?
Fair enough, I hear that.
So
well, don't buy from this XXX brand.
Trust me. If you want to know, if you want to buy from any
DMs.
fitness, just ask me which ones.
The mad thing is across all industries, man. If we look at even like the restaurant industries, like 805 they have to do better, fam. Service is just terrible.
And it
sometimes,
has to
fam.
do better.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it's
Saying that though, when I was there, the food was lit still.
Yeah, the food is nice, yeah, but
It's
my
not
issue is it's
food.
everything before that and
Mm.
after.
Yeah.
Like you can't come to me, ask me what I need. Your attitude is already stinking. I can see that.
Thank
That,
you.
that happens across the board.
Yeah.
Then it takes forever for me to get the food anyway. It's like the food is just one aspect of holding a restaurant.
Of
Do you know what I'm saying? Of service. And like it's even like we're talking like Caribbean food as well, because bare people complain about bare different shops.
Yeah.
But it's just because people they don't know how to have good servicing.
Yeah.
The food
Yeah,
can be
I
as
think
lit as
as-
it wants to be, fam.
Yeah, I feel as black people, we need in terms of the restaurant industry, they need to do better.
Oh,
That even
yeah.
reminds me of a time. I think it was on Tuesday. My girl went to Lux Manor. It's like a Congolese restaurant, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's Congolese herself. And she said she waited like an hour for her food, and she
That's
got that at
nuts.
9. So she got food after the time when they were meant to close.
That's nuts.
And they're not even apologetic. It's just
Yeah.
like I went to Enish, and first of all, they didn't acknowledge me when I entered. I was thinking, do you know who I am? But anyway,
I'm Tola Adeking.
did acknowledge who I am. So okay, cool. I went to the desk, and I was talking to the guy. You know when they just kind of snobbish, like kind of just go away. Pointed at somewhere to go and sit. The sit was rocky, so I obviously left, moved to another seat. Then one African uncle came in with his family, and the way they just changed, they were like, "Oh, welcome, sir." And I was angry because obviously I've just come in. There was no acknowledgement. Another man's come in, you've treated him differently because obviously, first of all, he's older. So I look young because I was never wearing makeup. So I look really young. And then this man has come in with family. So you're thinking, oh, respect and everything. But everyone should get that. Do you get what I mean? So if I'm now ordering my food and I'm eating, I couldn't even eat there. I was so angry. You're overpriced and your service is shit. Whereas I go to the Chinaman restaurant, God knows, I pay £10 and I'm having a full meal and a drink and everything and good service.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And probably a nice view too. Whereas I go to my people's restaurant and it's like this.
Yeah,
this
the
is a hot
overpricing
mess.
at our restaurants is
Do
actually
you know what I mean?
mad as
We're
well.
talking
Like
805.
I want us
No, in
to
general.
improve on that and
Yeah.
stop accepting it because we just go.
And the
it's a black
service as
thing.
well. Like
Do you
you,
get what I
you know when you
mean?
go to 805 and it's like, especially the one in South, and the service takes time, and it's like they know full well that they're the best around, like within that vicinity.
You're not
They
gonna
know you're not gonna go anywhere else. They know you're gonna sit down and wait for the food. They know you're gonna take the dead service.
You're
even if
only
the food's
microwaving
cold.
the
Like,
food.
you
Like,
know what's
what's taking
funny?
so long? I don't get it.
do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think I don't think it's even an issue of them being the best. I think they have a reputation in it.
yeah.
And because they have a reputation, and obviously they're endorsed by these celebrities and like all these big African artists or whatever. Like because of the endorsements that they have, and because of the name that they have, like any shows on Google reviews on YouTube. Like,
Yeah, I've been
what,
seeing
like,
that.
yeah,
all the
exactly,
time.
yeah.
Like,
AJ's
restaurant.
been,
AJ's
like,
endorsed.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
was
Like-
proud, but still pissed
Yeah,
off
but
at
at the
them,
same
like,
time,
the
it's kind of
shit.
like
Maybe they need more
No,
competition.
they keep opening more restaurants.
that's exactly what they need. They need competition.
But they need competition that
They
also
need-
gets endorsed
They,
as
they,
well.
they need a
Yeah.
brand,
Yeah.
and they need another African brand, like restaurant brand that's gonna make them buckle up. Because when you're in an industry where you dominate this space, they feel like they can get away with murder. Like if I come in and I give you shit service, fam, that's fine. You can fuck off. Someone else is gonna come again tomorrow because they
But
heard
let's
about
deep
Enish.
it. If they look at you and you look rich, you get a different service.
Exactly, which is
Do you get what I mean?
it's a very
And
Nigerian
second-
mentality.
And secondly,
It's
like
what happens in Lagos.
Nigerians have time to waste anyway. So the typical Nigerian man, when they go to a restaurant, they're going to chill and talk with the boys anyway. So they don't care how long food takes because they've got drinks in front of them.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not trying.
Star.
I'm going there to eat.
Yeah.
They've got
Star and
good
Guinness.
talking about politics that they're never gonna do anything about. They sit out there and talk for hours, so they don't care how long food takes. It's our new generation that we want to eat, we want to talk and eat at the same time. Do you know what
They're
I mean?
probably not used to that.
They're not moving with
Yeah,
it.
they're not
They're
used to
still
that
they're
still.
still getting money from the old people, so they don't really care about us just
Yeah.
yet.
I mean, they will soon when all the people start
Yes,
dying.
so
But
but they don't have to die. Just they can't.
Yeah,
make
when they
their
can't
way to
move
the place
anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like
do you
eventually
get?
they're gonna look at us in it, you know what I'm saying? So
I
You
can't
don't
lie,
have to
yeah.
buckle
but
up.
The funniest thing about our African people is when they talk politics, fam.
That
Political talks with African
you
men.
know that you listen to them idiots, yeah,
And they're always
that
shouting.
were campaigning for Donald Trump in Nigeria.
Yeah, they're stupid. That's
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have your own problems.
own problems.
Fam, you just had how many youths die in your country because they're trying to campaign, yeah, for change in your country. You're celebrating Donald Trump that didn't even win
I'm the
presidency.
worst.
But you know what?
My mom watched that thing for the past 3 or 4 days that I've been showing it. She watched the whole thing, and when they were doing the Nigerian protest, she was like, "Ah, I hope they don't kill these people, oh. They should just stay at home. Like, they're fighting for your country. When you see people fighting in other countries,
Do you know what I
you're
mean?
like, good. But you see Nigerians fighting, they should just go back home. Or like, I don't understand.
On the real, we actually need to talk about this. What is it about the bondage that our parents have with certain like leaders in these countries?
Listen,
like Princess Diana, for example.
Yeah.
Fam, I will not find an African parent that does not love Princess Diana for some reason.
Yeah.
They love Princess
The
Diana.
love of Princess Diana.
Yeah.
They love the things that don't benefit them. First of all, yeah, like it's crazy. I don't understand it. Like there's like big issues that are happening so close to home, but you're very concerned about the things that don't affect you.
It's because they've given up on Nigeria. Let's be honest.
I don't think so. You know, I feel like they've been conditioned, yeah, to accept certain things. So I was telling my mom the other day, like when the protests were happening in Nigeria and Lekki, I was telling her, I was like, Mom, your generation failed us. I was like, because
I respect it. I respect it.
I told her.
That's straight up. I respect it.
I told her. I said, your generation failed. I said, I remember growing up as a child. Yeah, every single time something was wrong, the only thing that you guys ever said is it go better.
And leave it to God.
Leave it to God.
It go better.
That's all I ever heard. Like that's all I ever heard. Like it will get better, but you guys never did anything. All you guys just
got
did,
worse.
you just sat down there and accepted everything. Like the same man, yeah, the same man that was a military leader that fucked all of you lot in the ass, yeah, came back 15 years later and said, "I'm not a military leader anymore. I'm a civilian now, yeah, and I'm gonna contest." In the democratic process,
They all got happy.
what makes you think that the man has changed? The fact that someone was a tyrant 10 years ago, he comes back to like 10 years later and tells you, "Oh, I'm gonna build roads for you. You're gonna get electricity, and you guys will be there in the streets doing the most." I was like, how does that make any sense?
But if you deep it, back before Buhari became president, it was like the British rule. So they were used to do as I say or you get killed, because that was the British rule. Do you get what I mean? And after that, they now had a dictatorship. Like, so again, do as I say or you die. So from as far as they ever knew, they knew do as I say or die. They didn't know any difference. So for our new generation, it was, why would you do that? We ask questions. So we grew up in a different time from them. They don't have that. Like Fela Kuti was like the biggest like advocate for anything against the government,
and he got Sean Pepe.
Yeah, and that was it. So for their generation, they're just used to keeping mute, and if you say go, they're, how far do you want me to jump? They'll jump, because that's all they know. It's our generation that's doing different. That's why as much as we can blame them, like look at what happened with Biafra, like Biafra war, like people got shot, people got killed, and then they just said nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing about it. Like this life just goes on.
Do you know what I mean?
Same thing that's happening in Nigeria right now.
Exactly.
What people got killed in the protest, the government said, "Oh, it's the army." The army said it's the government. Now the Attorney General, just hear this, hear this ridiculous statement. The Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria said that the people that carried out the shootings on Lekki on 2010, 2020 were hoodlums that were wearing the military uniform.
Where did they get it from? When you're shooting anyone that even wears anything that's dark green, I don't get it.
It's like, do you think we're mad? You're telling a man. Do you know that? I remember when one of the first times I went to Nigeria, long after I left Nigeria in like 2006. I went back for the first time around 2011 or 12 for like a wedding, and I remember I was gonna wear a camo trouser, right? My cousin was begging me, saying, "Please, don't wear it, because if you wear military gear, if you wear military gear at all in any way, shape, or form in Lagos, and you're not a military man, the army will just they see you on road, they will slap."
I've got a bucket hat that's like it's double sided. One side's military. Like I took it to Nigeria. Like no,
you can't wear it.
Don't even want them to see the it's been on the inside. Like just don't even risk
don't even bother. You know what I'm saying? So how do you then think? It's just a general rule in Lagos, in Nigeria in general. Like you don't wear military uniform. If you're not a military man, you don't wear. So how the hell did someone that was not in the military had access to military grade guns and equipment and shot people? And you're the Attorney General of the. Do you know what it means to be Attorney General, bruv? Of the country. You're saying hoodlums went to get.
They think you're stupid.
They're used to being able to. What we say goes in it, and I think one thing we do have to remember is obviously, and it was in the same month, is that we only had 60th birthday of independence in Nigeria, and you know how many years of independence as most countries in Africa had. It like it's probably, I think most are less than 100. Even South Africa, like they're still feeling the effects of apartheid, etc. So as much as, there's, we are kind of like Wagwan, they're actually, this is still in the infancy. Like we're still kind of in that, and what our generation is doing, obviously in the moment you kind of feel like, like this is mad, this is crazy, we're losing lives. I feel like when we look back on, hopefully, because obviously previous generations have tried these sort of things before, but hopefully when we look back on these moments, we're saying that, this was a defining moment in what changed, to whatever situation we'll be in 10, 20 years time. And, hopefully, things will be better. Probably, if it's not for our kids, then our kids will feel more comfortable to be able to go back.
Let me tell you what's a more mad,
home, innit?
What's a more mad defining moment? Biden winning. Let me say why. Yeah, reason being is African leaders look at Trump like
God,
and because he's a tyrant. It's because he's a tyrant. So they're
Oh,
tyrants
yeah,
themselves.
okay, that makes
so
sense.
if he
That
had
makes sense,
won,
makes sense.
it would just show all these man, I can keep being a prick. Now they seeing that this man's off the thing, you can be booted off.
But the difference is this, and this is what I was telling. I can't remember who I was telling this the other day, but I was saying in terms of like revolution in Africa, especially say a country like Nigeria, right? Because Nigeria has a lot of influence. The Nigerian people are everywhere in the world, like culturally, our food, our lifestyle, everything about Nigeria is influential to the rest of the world. Massive influence. But I was saying that the leaders in power, because obviously post all the protests and post all like the people that have died and whatnot, I want to know what the next step forward is, isn't it? Obviously in terms of like, people would say voting, right? Like electing someone in power, creating an alternative political party that's going to represent the people, younger people in government, all of that stuff. It's easy said and done, but bruv, like the only like, and I'm not even trying to be a bearer of bad news here, but from what I've seen the whole of my life up until now, to topple the men that in those positions, is going to cost a lot of blood. All of this, like, I understand the protest and that, peaceful protests, raise your placard, do this, all of that. In my opinion, it's going to do absolutely nothing. And the reason why I say that is because if you're not physically ready to take these men out of that seat that they're in, a man that's been in, like, I saw like a list the other day of the people that have been in the House of Reps in government in Nigeria. The same old men have been there for 20 years, 18 years, 19 years, 17 years, or stealing money, right? So number one, a man has power, and we know that money is power, innit? You know what I'm saying? So to try and topple a man of what he sees as his power is going to cost blood. So if this man is not coming out of there, what's going to happen? All right, we're all going to get our voters' cards, and we're going to go vote. For who? For the new 35, 40-year-old leader. Fam, first of all, let's even pray that one doesn't even get killed before he even gets to that presidency.
I was saying this as well. That's a thing.
Even if, by accident's sake, the whole country wants to vote for him, you think that the man them in power are going to let that happen? You feel like those votes are not going to get rigged. You feel like they're not sending the army to kill innocent people. They say we're not leaving here. Yeah,
but that's why I said this. What you're saying is true. That's why I agree. But at the same time, the person who goes up needs to have a level of power themselves, and it's almost that sad that they legit need an army themselves, because you're going up against man that control armies like that. You need one of your own. But Africa in general, all the different countries, their infrastructure is bad. That for me needs to change across the board.
I feel like even deeper in the infrastructure, the constitution, the way constitution of Nigeria is written down so that the people, the people themselves are, because in the UK, you don't like your MP, you can raise concerns. There's a rule and there's a way of getting things done. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get rid of the Prime Minister, there's a way the House can impeach a lead. There's a process in place. In Lagos, I keep saying Lagos because I grew up in Lagos, but in Nigeria in general, right? If you want to get someone out of Senate, this is the process against someone out of Senate. So we, as the people that you represent in this constituency, we don't like what you're doing. This is what you need to do to approve this person being out. You need to get the signatures of 50% of people that live in that constituency. Guess how much the percentage of people on average that vote from that constituency? Maybe like 15
30%
or whatever it is. So that's already an impossible. So that means that the man that's in power cannot be taken out of power by the processes that are in place. So the constitution of that country is made so that the person that's there will always dictate and will always stay there.
That's so fucked.
So it's like you're fighting a losing battle because even the law of the land states that the man that is at the top controls everything that's at the top.
And he will stay there.
So if you're not willing to kill that man, and that, no, that's the truth. Listen, yeah, people think this is radical, but I keep saying this: the only way that African youths can topple African leaders is to kill them.
But then it's not just the leaders. Like we have to remember the Western world
of
is still
course.
fully invested in
I
Africa.
don't think it'll be that simple anyway.
Do you know what I mean? It's not.
You take someone like Buhari or whatever, or to be honest, even most of the previous leaders.
I mean the leaders, not just one. Not
Obviously not just the head, but obviously the neck and shoulders, whatever. But they're all like 60, 70 years old, so they're all dying pretty soon anyway.
Yeah,
the
but
problem is
they're
their mindset is instilled
like
in the
Tinubu,
guys that are gonna follow.
Yeah,
So
of
what do you
course.
think? What do you think their children are doing?
Like Tinubu's son is obviously like this
That's
guy.
what-
Tinubu's
it's
running
been
for
passed
presidency
on.
because he wants his son to go for governor, which is probably
Yeah,
gonna get,
like, fam,
regardless of whether
they
we
have
want
a
it or not to
circle.
happen.
When
Yeah.
now they've grown enough, they're 60, 70, their kids are now 30, 40,
Yeah.
45.
They're ready to
whatever.
take
Yeah,
over.
but they're already the mindset has already been trained
Of
in them. So
course.
everyone that
I mean, isn't it him that was controlling the billboard that they turned off the lights?
do you know what I mean? Head,
It's
neck,
him.
and shoulders are already they're already 80, 70 with that mindset that they're passing on to
their children,
the rest of the ones that are now gonna uprise. So but like killing, if we're talking about let's be radical and kill,
You have to take out the whole family.
you're killing a lot.
That
Yeah,
family tree.
You're
fam.
killing a lot
Let's
of
go,
powerful
baby.
people.
That family tree, fam.
A lot of security, like
So that family tree.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, you see, the security, the army that cannot defeat Boko Haram, if we kill 1,000 of them, the rest of them will run. Just hear this right now. The army that Boko Haram sent away, bruv. Like, you lot been fighting extremist group for how many? They took the Chibok girls.
Are they still fighting these, man?
Like, how many
I
years
can't
ago?
lie to you. Yeah, I feel
They
like
still haven't
it
brought
was
the
all
girls
an
back.
inside job because the way you guys came to come and attack people at the protest, but you can't go and fight the army. I mean, the Boko Haram people that doesn't
Yeah,
have
bruv.
military grade weapons. I don't understand.
Listen,
It
yeah,
makes sense.
if I'm coming today and say, I'm going to start a rebel group, I want to topple the leader of Nigeria tomorrow. If I tell all this army operatives and say, wherever you're getting paid right now by the Nigerian government,
Yeah.
I'll triple it.
You can buy it. You can buy
Yeah,
it
you
on
can
that
buy it.
Nigeria
You think I
anyway,
don't have
so-
my own army, bro?
But that's why it's sad because you can do that everywhere in Africa. You can buy yourself into anything.
True.
Literally anything.
True.
I mean,
That's
my
the
friend
thing,
used to
man.
rolls around with an army guy. Any party we invite him to, there's an army guy there with him. He's just a normal person.
He's got his
It's
money on
me and
payroll.
you. I don't understand.
Yeah.
How do you have access
could-
to an army? You're just
listen,
a normal guy.
It's not like here where they're here just to protect the citizens. In the
No.
case of, no, you can, if you
can
want a
rent
police
an
officer
army.
to use for your own personal protection
your
in
side, yeah.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
you can buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, they get paid 20-something K. Like, that's less than security guard or
Yeah.
driver. So who cannot afford to pay that?
Imagine
why I
being
said
paid
it's sad,
$120 a month
Do you know what I mean?
It's actually sad.
to protect my life. $120 a month.
get
Do you
the
think that the
bribery
man's going to
as
jump
well.
in front of a
Yeah.
bullet for you for $120 a month?
it's all about the bribery piece, isn't it? Like even when I went to Nigeria in September and we're trying to get through the airport and we were gonna be late, fam, we had to drop a little 9K for someone to fast track us through immigration or whatever. But
You're on that.
bruv, do you want us to miss the flight?
No, I go really early for that reason because
Normally we go really early,
Yeah.
but mainland bridge was closed and there was a whole
Africa in general,
what's
mess.
good,
I remember
like,
when I
it was a mess.
landed in Ghana, I think it was like a couple of years ago, yeah. We were about to exit out, and then one woman just came, like one security person came and just said, like, what's in the bag? I kissed my teeth. I walked out, I said, I know what you want, fam. Because you're not about to do this right now, right here, fam. I'm not no idiot.
Ghana
fam.
is calm though.
No, but people are sneaky. You see, you know what it is, yeah? As calm as Ghana are, people are mad,
Yeah,
sneaky.
yeah.
They're not going to be so out here like Nigerians.
They're
Because
not
Ghanaians
allowed
are just
to buy,
about
yeah,
being
yeah.
sneaky.
Yeah.
That- When it comes to Ghanaians, they're pricks. If you go to your shop as you are now, yeah. Let me tell you something. If you go to your shop as you are now, yeah, they will triple the price of whatever it is you're buying.
I mean, that's
My
standard
dad
everywhere in the
used
world
to,
anyway.
they used to tell me that all the time.
Yeah, they'll triple it. If
Yeah,
they know you don't.
if they see that you look like you have money.
Yeah.
But they do that in
Yeah,
Nigeria
on-
too.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
do
lie.
that every month.
I've priced something and I thought I did a good job. I went home and I told my mom, like, I bought this thing for 80K. So yeah, you got bumped. This is 30K. And
You got
because
bumped.
I was even speaking Yoruba, you know,
Yeah,
I still
that's-
got
no,
bumped
but they
because I could
know.
tell.
Listen,
They
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
When-
they
when-
can see in your eyes.
Even in Marrakesh, they do the same thing.
Listen,
do you know
when
what
I
I mean?
went
Apparently, it's all
to,
in your eyes. They can tell that you're not from.
I think it's the
When
same.
I went to Lagos in December, I told myself my dress code is simple. I brought 20 pairs of white tees and black tees. White tees, black tees, palm slippers, shorts. That's
But
the
you look
swag.
like a
And they could
butter
tell
boy
you.
like that.
Huh?
I can't lie to
They'll
you.
know, but
That's
they
a
still know.
butter boy.
And they still knew.
No.
It doesn't matter what you wear. They
Listen,
know.
because
Well, you were basically growing
Our
there,
barbers
innit?
don't do that.
I
They
speak
just
pidgin
know.
English. I speak Yoruba.
Yeah.
So
But your Yoruba is not going to be the same as their
yeah, but I don't
Yoruba.
speak Yoruba because I know they can source me out the Yoruba. But the pidgin English is calm because
Oh, yeah.
they'll assume that maybe I'm just a rich kid
Yeah,
from
that's
the
what they'll
islands.
think. That's what they'll
Yeah.
You know what I'm
think.
saying?
They don't care. Like if
Yeah.
you're a rich kid from the island, they think,
They'll
oh,
still bump
he
you.
watches too
And the
much
thing is
MTV
that
Cribs.
a
We'll
rich
come
kid
bump
from the
you.
island would not come here.
They'll,
and
Yeah,
bump you,
exactly.
You know what I
They'll
mean?
bump me, but there's a level because they know that I'm accustomed to like how things run, right?
Yeah, that's
as a
it.
rich kid, compared to I'm coming from London. If do you think you ever heard his accent in Lagos? The only time I ever heard an accent in Lagos, if I'm around people that are from England, then
Yeah,
you hear it.
yeah.
Apart from that,
But I can't like you get violated. Like I remember I was with a group of girls and I was speaking normally and they were like, "What's all of this? You're just terrorizing us." And I'm thinking, "Fam, I'm talking. Do you want me to start talking like this?"
They do.
I don't
They
understand.
try and put you
Yeah.
like on the defensive or
Yeah.
like trying to take the upper hand. See me, yeah. If they're doing price and I know that price is mad, I'm just like, don't worry, I'll go there. And then they start coming and begging you. Listen, I know you're trying to bump me in it because you think I'm Oyibo, so it's fine now. You do that. I'm like,
They'll
you
still
do
bump
that
you
in
just
it. Man's gonna
less,
go.
just-
I'm gonna go up the road.
they'll still bump you though. They're still gonna bump you because even the man is telling you, "Oh, it's fine." Like as she said, yeah, maybe like the price of like whatever you're buying is like 10,000 naira in it. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you like it's 80k, and you be like, "Okay, cool." You're telling them I'm only gonna pay 50. They're still bumping you.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing.
Still
Listen,
bump
you
you
got
by
you
far.
got to do your background research. You got to ask what's good your
Nah, you
family
just-
members
you know
that
what?
be.
Yeah.
How much does that normally
Trust me.
cost?
No, you don't have to be you because even if it was you, you'd have to be your family member that's buying it.
I think just always have someone with you.
Yeah,
'cause-
always.
and
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
It's like
they
time-
go
Yeah, I'm
to
there.
the
Just
bits.
look.
Fam, my dad will say if they say like the 80k example, he will say 10k.
Yeah.
And like he won't budge as well.
My mum would say 500.
That's the thing.
The
You
moms
gotta
are
go
the
lower than what it
worst.
was so that they
The thing is,
feel
like,
violated.
I'm here looking at him like what are you
And
doing?
then somehow you end up at something that you'd be like, nah, I would have never gotten it for that price.
I used to, when I was younger in Nigeria, I used to hate going to the market with my mum
Oh,
because the same
they're
routine all the time.
embarrassing.
My mum would go to the market, yeah, and it's the same routine for every person she's buying it from, innit? So
They have no
sometimes
shame.
she's like,
Wait,
come to
is
the
this
market.
here?
No, in Nigeria.
But
I'm,
they do it here.
I'm thinking like it's gonna be a quick trip to the market. 2 hours.
there
we're
for
done.
time,
It's a
innit?
lie. We'll go there. My man says, this one 2,000 naira. My mum was like, I will about 400. I'm thinking, mum. I was like, mum, how do you go from 2,000 to 400? I can bet you right now, yeah, that she's paying 500 at the end of that transaction.
Because they'll keep going backwards.
And that's what she's doing for every single person that she's meeting.
Yeah. You negotiate it down.
Because it's a half an hour process. Like you get to the point where you're like, fam.
But then
time
it's a
is
system.
money as well,
Bro, that's
Like,
why
time is value.
That's why the people are on the street selling from 6 a.m. fam because this thing
But it's
starts
actually a
early.
system in
bro.
Nigeria. They know you're gonna price, so they've already put the price up for you anyway.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm gonna take 100 for this thing, but I know that you're gonna price it if I tell you 100. So I'm gonna tell you 500 because whatever you price it to is not gonna reach that 100. And if it is 100, I'm okay.
The man thing,
You know
they
what I
don't
mean?
even
So-
know the price. They're throwing out numbers
Yeah,
for bands.
everyone's
Yeah, of
throwing
course,
out
yeah.
numbers.
They're just throwing out
Everyone's
numbers.
throwing out
Just
numbers.
pocket out thin air. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
When
Like,
else did you go to Nigeria, Tola?
Last year.
What,
I go every year.
Did you get the man them like moving to your lot, like in terms of the local lads?
So yeah, obviously you get moved to a lot. That's just Nigeria. But then the thing is, the reason I like going to Nigeria is that they can move to you, they can buy you drinks, but they don't bother you. Like you might not even see them again. They might not even talk to you. They might even take your number and never call you. That's Nigerians for you.
Yeah.
They just want to show out. Like I've got money.
Yeah.
And I want to
Yeah,
show.
it's
I want to
true,
show
like,
you a
innit?
good time. They don't bother you, but the ones here, one drink, and they won't let you be. Like
Wondering is like, it's
One
time to go to the yard.
transaction. Yeah, come on. What I've paid for, I want it.
but I can't like that comes with its disadvantage. Like whenever you go out, just know you're not gonna be regarded as a woman. Like you can't enter clubs without a guy. That's a thing. I didn't even notice until I went with
Really?
girls. Yeah, obviously you guys won't know because you're a guy. But a woman cannot enter a club without a guy because you're a woman and they assume you're a prostitute. So
Oh, swear.
you're not getting in if you don't have a guy. Unless like you get rude to them. So one time, I think it was my birthday eve, I was angry. I just flipped and I took money and I was dashing at this guy's face like, "Are you okay?" And that's when your accent gets strong, isn't it? Like I was like, sorry madam. He let us in.
Well,
'Cause
so not
obviously
even like if even with a group of girls, it's still the
it's
same.
worse because
It's
you're
worse, it's worse,
prostitutes.
it's worse. Actually, because
they assume.
in I keep saying Lagos, but I'll just say Lagos, 'cause commercial
Mm.
capital.
Yeah, no,
innit?
it's-
There's some things called runs girls, right? Which I found out, which I even had my own story about when I went about, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, innit?
What,
I
you trying to
remember.
pull a girl?
So I was in the club, yeah, in Lagos, Ikeja on the mainland. I went with like, I was staying at my auntie's house that time when I went to Nigeria, and there were some guys in her estate that were kind of around my age. He's like, Kolade, like my cousin is here from London, like you guys go out with him, whatever. We went with him, like Kolade's a big boy, like he's a jewelry maker, innit? That's the guy I tried to plug in, whatever. Like he's making peace, yeah. Cool. The man them ride out, him and his brothers, nice cars, whatever. They well off, they're doing well, innit? Anyway, we go to the club now, thinking, right, like the club is popping, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, out here, we bought a couple of bottles, we're just chilling, having a good time. I'm thinking, like, yeah, Lagos is vibe, because I've not been to Lagos in about 6-7 years, you know what I'm saying? And this is my first time ever partying in Lagos, because when I was younger, obviously, I didn't party at 15 or whatever. So I'm thinking Lagos is vibes, whatever. Anyway, the drinks are flowing. I'm starting to get a bit waved. I just remember seeing girls just flocking to the table.
Of course.
Yeah? Just flocking to the table. So there was a particular girl, me and her were just dancing for the whole night. She didn't leave me. She literally sitting beside me for the whole night. And obviously, I was talking in my British accent, so she must have clocked that this Don is not from here. But I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, you know what? She's having a good time.
You thought you scored? You're like, yeah.
Got your pussy.
I was like, more.
I wasn't thinking along them lines, you know, because I was thinking like logistics. It wouldn't have made sense because I'm staying in my auntie's house and whatever. So I didn't really think. I just thought I just want to have a good night and go home. So anyway, the night's coming to an end now. Then the girl comes to me and she goes, "So what's happening?" I said, "What do you mean? What's happening?" So I went to the guys that like I came with, and I was like, "Bro, like this girl just said to me, ask me what's happening," and they started laughing. I was like, "Why are you laughing?" He goes, "They're Ron's girls." I was like, "What's Ron's girls?" I'm like, "Oh."
You can normally tell from how they dress.
Bro, did I know? So I just thought, I was thinking, girls in Lagos know how to get lit. Like you don't wanna like you wanna bust a little wine. Say no. Anyway, they got like they're Ron's girls. I'm like, it's like, what's Ron's girls? He goes, they obviously they're in the clubs. They'll party with you, whatever, but they want you to take them home, and obviously they want you to pay you some money. And it's one of them ones that it's not even like any washed up babe. These are like university students. Like these are nice looking normal girls. That just like, some of them are proper paying.
Like
but
it's normal in Nigeria.
They just here hustling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Normal.
Bruv, all I remember is I just told her like I don't even know what you're on, but that's not really what I wanted. Like I was just trying to have a good time.
You just wasted the girl's time.
I didn't wait. Trust me.
Making
Listen,
money.
I got her a customer. You wait for that. Wait for that part.
I got her.
So I'm trying to figure out like okay, like when we're going home or whatever. I told the guy I need to get food or whatever. So I went to the car, open the door of the car. What do I see? The Don that went to tell to say like this girl just said this and this and this and this. He's getting head in the car.
Yeah.
Just like that.
In the front seat.
No
I'm coming to the back now. And, you know where the gear stick is. Like where the gear stick is, I'm just seeing someone's head just going
Up and down.
I'm thinking raw. So I'm at this point here, I'm astonished because I stay in the car. They had me coming to the car. Nothing stopped. Everything continued like normal. So I thought, this must be a normal thing. So I brought my phone out and I asked her, I was like, "Darling, do you mind if I record this?"
That's with consent, you know. And you're finished, man.
I was like, "Darling, do you mind if I record this?" And she was like, "Fine." She's like, "Yeah, do whatever you do." I was like, "I can say no." So I was recording. I don't have that footage. Somewhere in one of my old phones. And I was thinking, raw, like, it's nuts. She's letting me record her giving head. So anyway, like, she finished, like, obviously they finished the tin now.
That's coming across bare wrong, fam. Pause.
I'm just surprised she didn't charge for the
Hold on. So, like, they finished the tin now. And the guy asked me, like, I don't know, she asked me, did I want to get her too? No, he asked me, actually. I was like, no, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, it's not, it's like, I'm all right. So I'm like, what's the plan now? They're like, that the girls are coming with us home. So there was 2 girls. There was like 3 men. I'm like, cool. So I'm thinking, let's see what's gonna happen in the yard. So we get to the yard now. Like, they literally went straight to the room. Well, I see, like, fam, things happen so quickly. I see clothes start to go off. Like when you say Nigerian beds are massive, like it's like triple king, bro. Yeah. Massive bed. There's like 2 men on the bed, 2 girls. I'm in the room now. Clothes are going off. Titties are getting licked. Like there's bad things that's happening, bro. I don't think this is my 21-year-old self thinking. You know, like in your mind as a guy, yeah, you've always visualized a threesome or like an orgy or something. And this was like, I was looking at it right here thinking, it's about to go down. Because I didn't even like, no one is even telling me like, this is going to happen. I'm literally seeing everything happen like live in the flesh so quickly. And I'm just bare startled. And then clothes are going up, things are happening. I'm just standing there thinking, raw, like, I'm about to do this. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give myself time to think. So I went downstairs. I went downstairs to the living room. When I was in the living room, I was like, I'm gonna watch DSTV, sit down or whatever. I turned the TV on. I was like, I can't do this, man.
Wait, man said he slapped on DSTV.
But I couldn't do it. And I remember one of the girls coming downstairs because she went to the kitchen to get a drink, innit? And then she's like, "Oh, you're not coming upstairs?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming upstairs. It's fine. I'm just trying to like relax. I'm gonna come." Fam, I didn't have him. I couldn't do it. But they were having an orgy upstairs.
Missed out.
Just
I mean,
They'd already paid for it.
I won't lie, you would have taken one witch's spirit, so it's better that you didn't even get into
fam,
that.
I just sat there and I was watching that DSTV and I said, you know, tonight it's not, fam. I'm gonna sit down here, fam. It's not happening. But Lagos is wild, fam.
Lagos is wild.
Wild. Like the normal girl that you see on road, you don't know what she's about.
Yeah.
You can't live like that no
Well,
more.
you could just make an assumption that most girls, if not every girl you're talking to, is probably doing.
And that is a reasonable assumption.
Yeah.
Because they're hustling out here, fam. They have no jobs. Like, fam, when was it
I
like,
actually
what?
don't blame them.
I don't listen. It's hard, fam. It's like really hard.
Aside from that, you're just not respected as a woman in Nigeria. Like,
What, in general?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
there's like misogynist, like the men.
Yeah, misogyny is.
You
Go
feel
in-
misogyny here.
Yeah, but
For
like
real.
in Nigeria is on a different level. If I was to
You
go
don't
out with
exist.
you to a restaurant, they're never going to acknowledge me. They'll
Yeah.
go, Agasa.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
don't count.
They never talk about the woman. Even if I paid, they're still going to thank him.
Yeah.
If this gate man is coming, is going to talk to him, is just going to disregard you. You don't.
You're
exist.
an accessory for the man.
You go get a job, the guy's telling you to sleep with him, so you can't get a job. So it's like from young, your uncle's trying to touch you, and then you get to an age where it's time for you to get a job. The guy's trying to tell you need to sleep with him before you get a job. So you know that
Oh, you
once
forget
you use
before,
your
even
body,
when you're in uni, the lecturer wants to sleep with you
the
too.
lecturer wants to sleep with you, so you know your body gets you what
That's
you
a
need to get.
mess,
You can't
fam.
get it through what you know.
I'm just
so
deep
it's just
in
a pattern. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Honestly,
so
nah,
when
that's
people are
sweet,
blaming prostitutes on stuff, like I think you really need to take a step back and think:
You have to
is the
understand the climate,
system
yeah.
even made for women
Yeah,
in the first place? Like,
You know what pissed me off more, yeah? Them uncles saw that they saw you as a baby, yeah?
from time they're saying come and sit on my lap. If any uncle tries to talk,
That's
don't even
sickening,
call my
man.
child your wife. Don't all those.
That is
my
weird, bro.
wife,
Honestly,
come and
uncles
sit.
Kids get
are-
flagged,
No,
every single one of them,
are you
fam.
mad? It's not happening.
That's weird, bro.
Uncles
not
are creepy.
happening.
They're weird,
Like,
fam. What the flip?
They don't wait for you to grow up. They actually like
Yeah,
start.
they're
Yeah,
trying
they
to
don't
bring
care.
you
So,
from-
Yeah, like majority of rape cases are usually someone that you know.
yeah.
And it's young, like it was good, especially in Nigeria. It's young.
Yeah,
like,
no. If you
even
ask any
even if they
Nigerian
don't
girl,
get
they'll
to
tell
that
you.
full extent of rape, even the sexual assault thing, they don't care
That's just
about the ages. If it's just, it just needs to be. It doesn't need to be like necessarily someone that's directly related. But if it's just like a friend of a friend or a friend of a cousin,
especially 'cause
whatever,
anyone
like,
could
that's
just drop-
perfect for them. Like,
Look after my child for a minute.
yeah, do you know what I mean?
Everyone does that, and that's like part of the
They just see
danger.
small breasts, like
You don't
13-year-old
need breasts, which one are you
undeveloped
talking
breasts,
about?
bruv, and the guy's getting horny.
I
That's
don't get it.
disgusting,
Like,
man.
to be honest, like, let's even speak on that. Like, just in general, because like Diddy's come out with this 18-year-old girlfriend. What is it about 50-year-old men that see an attraction in women that are not in their age bracket? And when I say age bracket,
so young.
if you're 50 years old, I'm
Apparently.
sorry, you shouldn't really
Yeah.
be going for women that are younger than
You
40.
have children
in my
that
opinion.
age.
40, I mean,
I
that-
don't
I give them 30.
Nah,
I give them
it
30
might-
still.
that's tight.
No, what's good? If you can
I
go
give
for
them
30,
30,
but
I was
for me, I
25
can't.
for me. 25.
Nah, man, they can have kids that are 25.
Yeah, but 25, you're old enough, bruv. Like, come on.
Yeah, you're
you
older.
shouldn't-
No,
you
you're older.
shouldn't-
No, I get that.
No,
I get
your
that, I get
mindset
that.
should
But
not
it's a
want to
mindset,
date
yeah.
someone in your kid's age.
Yeah, I hear
Because
it.
you've
I hear it.
literally raised people from that
Yeah.
that are in at
I
that
get
age
that, I
bracket.
get
that.
So those are your kids.
You're having a midlife
Those are your
crisis, to
kids
be
and your
honest.
kids' friends, literally.
You're
So that
definitely
means
having a-
I
that
do think it's
basically,
definitely got to
as
do
your
with
kids
that.
were doing play dates, what's it called? You were looking at them do play
Yeah,
dates with little
yeah.
girls, thinking, "Hey, you in 20 years, yeah, that's disgusting." God forbid.
No, you know what? Like now you say it, yeah, it definitely is midlife
Like,
crisis.
nah, I'm sorry, that's
100% is.
nasty.
Because these men are. Do you know what it is? A lot of these men, yeah. When you get to 50, you're not in your prime no more, and some man can't let go of that.
Yeah.
So they're all here trying to hold onto it. That's why Tim Westwood disgusting as this
That
man
guy-
is
that
disgusting,
guy's-
but he's
yeah.
holding
Right,
onto it.
nasty.
That's why he's still in the uni scene, fam.
How old is
Nah,
he?
to be
He made-
honest,
because
he
he-
needs to go and sit down.
Nah,
I'm
it's-
sure there's a
nah,
lot.
it's creepy because
Yeah, no,
realistically,
he's creepy.
Realistically,
yeah,
when
I
you
know.
think about it, I feel like in every sort of age group, there are people that are still buff. Like you get MILFs, you get what's
Of
called
course.
elder
Yeah.
women that still
Yeah,
look good
yeah,
in it.
yeah.
Of course.
But I feel like them man that are 50 and 60 and whatever, they clearly see them one and they go, but I couldn't take advantage of that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it wouldn't be easy. Like
Okay.
she's probably on a serious tip.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Tim Westwood is 63.
do you know what I
by the way.
mean? Like and Tim Westwood's
Imagine.
63 and he's still going to
Imagine.
uni.
Wait,
soon.
hold on.
Nah,
He
they're
knows
only
he
2
can
years
take
younger than
advantage.
that, man.
hold on.
Come on.
I still think though, as an adult, I'm not having this. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not having this. If you're an adult, right? if you are a 50-year-old man, let's say for example Tim Westwood preying on uni girls that are 19, 20,
And he's
21.
fouling, bro.
Hear this, right? The girl in question, right? The girl in question wants a particular benefit from the man, whether it's her buying him bags or buying her expensive things or paying for holidays or giving her money. There's an exchange. We're not let's not forget that part.
But at the same time, I can't lie to you. When I was 18 to 23, 24, I thought I was grown. I thought like I knew what I was doing, and that
if a 40-year-old man came up to you when you was 19,
no,
18,
I would have run. But if it did the right move, I could have changed my mind.
He said, "I'm gonna buy you bags. I'm gonna fly you out wherever you want."
It's just
fly.
impressionable, bro.
I can't lie. You do consider it. You do consider those things, especially if you're at uni.
Your late teens to maybe like your early 20s,
like
you're very impressionable.
Yeah.
Those are probably
so as much as you want to say that, I don't think it's an excuse, because at that age you think because the government has told you you're old enough to do anything, so you want to be doing everything.
Yeah, but then again,
I
don't know, man. For me, it's a funny one, because as long as someone gets to the age of accountability, right? For me, that's the word, accountability. Because if that 18-year-old killed someone, we're not giving an excuse about they're impressionable or their friends told them to do it. You are going to jail for life. End of. So why does that change when you're being seduced by a man or being enticed by a man?
Because that man is 3 times your age. And that responsibility and that accountability should be held on him. I'm sorry.
Let's not
get it twisted. If it's a woman, it's the same thing.
Just look at Covuni, fam.
That teacher like you hear about.
Because in society more time, if it was like if there was a 57-year-old Tim Westwood, right? Female.
Yeah, you have it.
Female, and there was a 19, 20-year-old uni guy.
It's the same.
What he's beating her, but he's being flown around the world, bruv. There's an equal exchange there, bruv.
But it's still the same. It's still creepy.
That actually still messes up these guys in the future. It actually still messes them up, just the same way.
Yeah, but regardless, he still made the decision and the choice to want to engage in that, because I think
I'm talking about the older one, the woman, like the old woman.
I think even the comparison that you made, it's not really like if you have like terrorism groups and you've actually like persuaded someone to kill someone, that person that done it is also going down as well as that person. So both of them get done.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Shamima Begum, they didn't say, because you got influenced by your husband to but bruv, you're just as culpable, bruv.
But to some degree, they still
and she was a child.
They still hold him more accountable than they hold her because of that impression that was created. Do you get what I mean? So even in that case, not that the 18-year-old girl is not being held accountable for her action, but that there's actually someone grooming her that knows better, that knows that, I'm using money and all these little things to lure her because she doesn't know anything else at that age, and she's been influenced at that age. Do you get what I mean? And she's legal enough to be doing these things. You're just waiting for that 18
Bro, look at it this way.
Come on, man.
Look at it this way, yeah. Let's be serious, yeah. If I am whatever age that is, yeah, some old man like that, I know what I'm doing is trying to pull this girl because she's easily impressionable. At 18, at 18,
you can say the same thing for a 30-year-old woman that just like, fam, it's money.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
The man has shown you money, right? Westwood, for example, he's shown you money.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna buy you Chanel bags. I'm gonna buy you lubes. I'm gonna buy you whatever it is, yeah. And you're gonna spend time with me. Fuck whatever it is, bruv. The 21-year-old girl and the 30-year-old girl are still looking at the Chanel bags and thinking, I want a Chanel bag, and I don't mind sleeping with Tim Westwood.
Let me tell you why it's different. At 21, let's face it, most 21s you ain't got peace. Let's face it. Let's be real.
Yeah, but not most girls are not sleeping with Tim Westwood
That's
though.
a good point.
But by 30, you have either made enough peace to go, okay, you know what, I can go buy the Chanel bag myself, or you haven't, and you've had enough life experiences to go, you know what, Chanel bag's not that deep. So I feel like a 30-year-old woman, they have that enough confidence to say that, you know what, yeah, that's not appealing to me.
Or do you know what, I want to do it, or I don't want to do it, and they can actually afford it regardless.
Yeah, but the angle which I'm coming with this is because the majority of 20-year-olds are not sleeping with Tim Westwood. There's a small minority. That means that there's a majority that have chosen not to.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Like, you can't keep doing it all that. Yeah, there's 60,000 and he's only sleeping with 200. He's sleeping with 200. That's the focus.
But they're still adults. And they're still responsible for whatever decisions they make in life.
Yeah, but at 18, we all know at 18, bare man are not. They're not grown here, bro.
I think
60-year-old
we
man.
know that. Come on.
If you remember when
I feel like morally it's wrong. I'm not on Westwood's side in any way, but I'm just trying to say, if I'm trying to look at this,
on a legal ground, yes,
I'm looking at obviously
Morally,
morally,
yeah, it's morally, yeah.
it's wrong.
some that legality and morality sometimes doesn't merge together. We have to remember that.
That's because even the people that are writing those laws,
They want to get
they're
involved as well.
they're
they're
higging.
trying to get away with
They're
it.
trying to get
Like,
away with themselves.
Like
You're the ones there.
there's certain places where age of consent is bare young.
Fam, in
Because
Nigeria,
them
13.
because it's
13
sick.
in
Well,
Nigeria.
because it's sickness.
What?
Yeah, but
13
it's
in
a-
Nigeria?
Yeah.
because it's a
Excuse me?
sickness.
It
Yeah.
is.
Fam, did you know
That's
that?
why they get
listen,
married.
not
You can
long
get married and all
ago,
that
not
stuff.
It's become
long
a
Nothing can
ago,
sickness,
happen.
fam.
not long ago,
Wait,
there was
the legal age
there
for
was a
what?
Check it
bill.
online.
There was
Legal
a
age for what? For marriage?
For sex.
No.
I
What,
swear,
13?
Go,
I
swear.
Go,
Listen,
use your
13.
phone
I
and
think
check.
I
It's
think
13.
it's like 13. Yeah,
No,
but
it's 13.
Yeah, go on.
last year
I'll check it.
there was a bill in the Nigerian House, disgraceful bill in the Nigerian House, that senators were trying to pass a bill forward to reduce the age of consent.
From 13.
This didn't
Apparently-
happen. This didn't happen in '92. This happened in
Apparently-
2019.
Apparently, it's 11.
Oh
So it's
my
even less than. No, I swear.
days.
Anyway, maybe.
Fam, what's year 11?
Eleven,
What,
Shaq.
year 6?
No, 11
Yeah.
years old. Or I was year 7.
Year six, blood.
Year seven.
What, year
Because that's when I
7?
came
But
here.
what's good? Year 6, you can be
You can be 11 years old.
11 if you're,
That's-
if you're born early. If you're born early,
The world
like-
is finished, fam. That is done.
That's what I say about the Constitution. The Constitution is made was
Like the
designed
girl,
by.
it doesn't even
by-
have a body ready
Yeah.
to even have a child.
Nah,
Yeah.
And that's the age. That's why they die, and then they're trying to give.
But
birth.
this is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all in how they can impress upon, because these man, what Yemi said was partly true. It's a power game, and it's also to do with the fact that they're not looking at ladies around their age because they see them as being quote unquote expired. They can't deal with that anymore, so they want young meat. Now, when it comes to that, yeah, I get that legally you can go for an 18-year-old as well, yeah. But in your mind, if you're 50 plus, yeah, let's go 50 plus, yeah. If you're 50 plus, because from 40 it's sickening as well, but let's go 50 plus, yeah. What has happened in your life, yeah? That
Yeah, for
you,
to be looking at it and
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
yeah.
Exactly.
Like, bro, it's
Well, not
actually
trying to take
mad.
advantage.
Yeah. But then again, in uni, there was man.
And
that
I called them
listen,
sick.
There was man in our year, right? Okay, well, think of when we were first year in uni. There was man in third year that there was only 2 years age difference.
But some men were in third year and they weren't that
Listen, but
age
here,
group.
there was bare man in third year that were 21. We were coming into uni like 18. Fam, they were still wiping bare things.
Yeah,
fam.
but that's
You know what I'm saying?
but yeah,
and they're
but
never
look,
giving them
no,
slow
but, no,
bags.
but look
They're
at it,
just
yeah.
driving them in
Look
the
at
PM
it.
and they
Don't-
get
yeah,
I
but
think
That's different.
you know what you need to get. Like, you know that if you're talking to someone your age mate, you have to take them out to nice places. If you calculate the bills, it adds up. But this other little person, you could just tell them to come over and chill at your house. You buy them one nice. You could go. You take them on the
Fam,
shopping
Domino's
Yeah, but-
pizza, bro. That's what it
Look,
is.
that-
H&M, little stuff. You don't have to. By the time you
Yeah.
calculate everything, you haven't spent that
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
and
But
they
look-
don't know nothing.
But
So
look how
Domino's.
look how disgusting it is. It's the same tactics being used, but it deep it. The age gap is closer, so but it's easier to look at it and be like, okay, fair enough. Be deep it. Man are 50, 60 using the same
50,
tactics a
fam.
21 would use if he's a third year trying to get a first year, bro. That's sickening, bro. You can't even like accept that, fam. Morally, anyway,
Yeah, morally, yeah.
that's a mazine, bro.
But let's not forget the fact that the girl is still happy to go ahead with that transaction. Like, and that's the part that annoys me sometimes when people ignore that part. Yeah, because even though
I don't think
morally,
it's ignored. I just think people just know that it's not as big as the other person that
Other
knows
person, yeah.
better, that has more experience.
but
to know
if
that
she
this
said
is
no,
wrong.
that transaction is not happening.
Yeah, but it's
she's
not,
not having
it's
sex
not
with
just
that
that
guy.
they do it one time and they ask and she says no. It's that they twang it. They first start off by buying you little things, and then you get comfortable with them. You start knowing them. They lure you in. It's not like, oh, just come and sleep with me. No, it's you just worm your way in, and she gets comfortable. She starts to trust you, and she thinks, oh, do you know what? Girls are easily impressed. Like at that point, you
At
do
that
little
age anyway.
at that age, you do little things for them, and they think, oh, you know, this guy really cares for me. He's looking after me. Like, you know, whatever it says, I'm gonna do it. Especially if they don't have a father figure in their life. Like, it's
I was
going
gonna
to
say
happen.
that point. I was
Do you know what I mean?
gonna get there as well.
Like, I think it's very hard.
Yeah, that part
It's not always the case.
Not always the
but
case,
it
but
does
yeah,
play a
I
big
get
role.
what
If
it
they
is.
don't
I mean,
know
you might have a
what
father
to
figure in your life. That's not really a father.
No, some girls
I'm
have
saying.
that and they just still want to do
They still-
nonsense.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also have to remember that guys don't take no like lying down. Like there's not a lot of guys that the girl goes, nah, actually
you
no, I'm
leave it
good.
there.
And the guy goes, all right, cool, have a nice day. Like, that don't happen.
but
Even
more man
if
need
they
to learn
tell
that.
you,
Them
if
man-
God
more
says
man
no,
needs-
it means
yeah.
try again. Like,
You know
More
what I
man
mean?
need
It
to
means,
learn
she's
that, though.
playing hard
Yeah,
to
it means
get.
playing
Like,
hard to get.
just
More
try a
man
little
need to be
harder.
accepting of that, because that's where they cross
Well,
lines.
no, in regards to what?
As in,
Anything.
understand, if a lady says no, I'm not interested, that's it. Some man take it like overboard and start doing the most, and then start crossing lines they shouldn't be crossing.
You know, they'll be like, oh, don't worry about it, darling. I'll just buy you this Chanel bag. Ain't nothing like you ain't got to swap nothing.
Come
But
on,
like
you know
mentally, it's there, innit?
You're planting the
Mentally,
seed
they
right
planted
there.
the
Come on.
seed. Like,
Okay, you're planting the seed.
And you know that's what leads to a lot of rape in clubs. Because when they get told no, some man will be like, okay, cool. Then they'll go and drug the drink now. It's the next story we're all hearing on Twitter and that. It's long. That's why I
Okay,
say
let me play devil's advocate,
Go on.
right?
you and this devil's advocate.
He loves it. He
Loves
loves
it.
it.
But hear this, yeah.
Go on.
So I don't know. A girl, she's in uni. She's chatting to a guy in uni, whatever. Obviously tried to move to her. She's not really having it, whatever. And then but they're kind of cool, right? He buys her a few expensive things. She's in her head thinking, right, okay, like I like this bag. I like these shoes. I like whatever. Like, and she's collecting it. You know what I'm saying? She's liking it. And eventually, she frees up the pumps. So what we're talking about in this situation now, because I feel like she's seen that initially I wasn't really feeling him, but the material things that he was giving me, a lot of times, sometimes for some women, they find that attractive. The fact that a man can provide for them, it's attractive for them. It's now gone from like, oh, you know what? I was quick to tell him no, but he's buying me shit. You know what I'm saying? He's got money. Like, I like being spoiled.
Yeah,
Why
but
not?
see, but there's
that's still a transaction, and that's still creepy.
The issue is,
But are we taking it out of? Are we taking it out of the context of age, or just a guy and
No,
a
I'm
guy?
saying a guy, like guy and girl, they're both
Guy
in
and girl.
uni. I'm sorry.
both in uni.
I'm sorry. The guy that's still creepy because you're still using a woman as a transaction.
yeah, you're trying to
That's
beat.
the point.
You're trying to beat.
I think it's always creepy when you're trying the hardest to get a girl. It shouldn't ever be that hard. Like, of course, if I was like me as a girl, if you're buying me nice things, of course I'm gonna take it. Of course I might think, oh, you know what, this guy seems nice. Like, it seems like this, because you're setting a standard that, oh, this is potentially what I could be getting if we're together. That's that you're creating that standard. And in most cases, women just want someone that they know can provide for them and wants to be there for them. So if you're doing everything right, because it's not just that they buy you these things, they're also there for you emotionally. Like, anytime you want to talk or you have any problems, they're always the first you can go to. So it's not just the financial
But you know what's
aspect.
meshed, yeah? There's bare man. Look, yeah, this manipulation thing, yeah, because I've seen it growing up. There's bare men that are sick at doing that, and you will think they're the good guy. Once they get what they want,
And
they're
they-
gone,
And
fam.
usually the one that say, "Oh, women are trash. They only want you for one thing." But you
got
gave
that
that
gift.
impression that that's what you were about. There's some guys that can actually do those things that you were doing, and that's normal for them. They like to treat a woman. Obviously, it's probably in a point where they both do it for each other, like it's reciprocated. If the woman actually likes you, but some men actually go out hunting for women, using those tactics, get the woman, and then say that the woman
That's
was a
wet,
scumbag
man.
for that. Like,
It's wet, fam.
It's so wet.
Wet.
Man.
They got that gift of the
I mean,
gap.
look at celebrities, for example, footballers and whatever. Like, the more time they want to beat, the girl knows he's a footballer. He can fly me whatever. He can buy me whatever bag I want. She wants to take a bit of dick, get a Chanel bag. She's happy with the transaction.
I think, but I think
that's
I think the issue
let
is
them
if
do
it's,
what they're gonna do. But
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
the-
that's
it's
fine.
the- do you get what I
But
mean?
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like
at least. I
the
think it's the-
goalposts keep changing depending on who you are.
I think it's a case of if they know what it is at the start.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
It's fine, innit?
If you
It's
know
the
what it
fact
is,
that you have not sort of set it there to say that.
Yeah, you've not openly
This,
disclosed
that
that
this is what it
listen,
is.
I'm gonna
and
buy a Chanel
We're
bag,
gonna fuck it. That's it.
and you're gonna bend over, like.
yeah. Don't get it twisted. Do you
Okay,
know,
so
And
why,
that's not- that's not
so
what
why does
happens
this
with
differ
these
for an older man?
What do you mean?
Why does this differ from an older man?
Because
then?
an older man is
creepy.
specifically going for women of that age because he knows that he's more likely to be successful with them.
Because
And
they're
in- and in
impressionable.
On that
most
basis.
Because they're
cases,
impressionable.
More
It
likely
is
to
that
just go
luring
there and
spirit.
what's called and smack down, whack down, whack down.
Because they're impressionable, fam.
Big
Because
up
they're
Prince Loso.
impressionable.
Because they're
Them ones there.
impressionable, fam. And you know what's so messy? People never think of it, but manipulation is part of rip culture. That's why bare man don't get that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they don't see it like that. That thing is deep but that's how it starts.
From like saying no to like, oh, like let me just a tip. Oh, let me just
Listen.
let me just lick your nipple.
I don't understand. And even at this age, guys are still using that just a tip thing. I don't understand. I really don't understand. No is no.
I've
There's
never,
no
I've
such
never
thing
got
as
just a tip. I've never got that.
I don't get it. It
I
doesn't
mean,
make
obviously,
any
shout out
sense.
Just a Tip podcast. But I've never understood like the concept of a guy saying it.
I think the point of just a tip is like, if she experiences the tip, maybe she'll want more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know.
On what basis? Like
But you
she
know
said
that
no.
you lied to her because you said just a tip. and then you
And
put
you
it
know
in.
you're gonna put all of it in.
So you actually deceived her and you raped her, basically.
Yeah, it's all
And
part of
and,
it.
and
fam.
most people don't actually like to accept that they've been raped, so they just
Yeah.
brush it past.
They
as
don't
in,
even, a lot of
I
time, a lot of girls
wanted
don't even
it.
know they've been raped. To be honest, they don't see it as rape.
No, I had a friend that actually went on holiday. She got raped because she was drunk and they had sex. And she went back to have sex with him just to make it less rapey. Does that make sense? Like, yes, you were
Oh,
talking
she
to the
didn't
guy,
wanna
but you were
convince-
drunk.
that's mad, you
Yeah,
know.
and girls, that's just one person.
Was
that
she
done
interested in the
that.
guy?
Yeah, but she didn't want to have sex with him.
Fair enough.
She was drunk and it happened. But it was one of them ones where she was saying no, but she was drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're saying no, but it's like, oh, no,
That is
don't,
that's
but
that's
do you know what I mean?
scumbaggy,
Like,
you know.
and then you're going back there again just to make sure.
That's
like,
sad, you know.
This is why. This is
yeah,
why
I
I've
think
never.
she
I've
just
never had
didn't
a
want to
one-night
have that
stand.
mental
Never.
health
because you
issue
can't
of
do
that
it.
whole.
That's
like,
sad,
do
you
you know what I
know.
mean?
Because
Exactly.
you-
But how
that's
many
how
girls
it
do
gets
that?
fed.
Fam, listen, I've never had a one-night stand, and the reason why I've never had a one-night stand is because the fact that I meet someone, I'm in a party, I'm in a dance, whatever, and you're waved. First of all, I don't know the dynamics. I don't know whether like you are on it to have sex at that point just because you were waved, or whether it's actually because. And the only way I can tell whether you really want me is if you're sober. If when you're sober, you still want to go ahead with this, then let's go through. But for me to bring a random back to my yard,
Dangerous game.
fam, there's just no point, bro.
Don't know who you're waking up to.
Fam, for real, you just wake
You
up
know
and
what I
say,
mean?
I'm
Just
a
like
tanga.
completely different face.
Aside from that, listen, she would just claim nothing happened and he raped her. She
You
didn't
know,
want
she'll just be
anything.
denying
That's
you.
mad,
like,
you know.
like Peter.
Wow,
denied
that's a
Jesus
different
and
angle. I ain't
all
heard of that before. She actually went back to have sex, so she didn't think of it as rape.
Yeah, yeah.
That's mad, you know.
But then that's
The
just one
psyche,
case.
innit?
So how many girls just deny it happened
Yeah.
because they'd rather not accept it happened than
Yeah, because saying the word rape sounds
Yeah.
like they've gone through some kind of traumatic experience.
and you just don't want to
Yeah.
accept that. So you just God knows how many of you guys friends been doing the most, but we're not
Oh
gonna
no,
do
there's
Nah,
certain man that
what's-
there's a
our
couple
friends
man
are-
that I know that got beat up. There's a
Anti-get
couple
good.
man.
Like our friends
I
are
don't like this man.
generally
No, there's a couple
generally
man
good use. Obviously, we know of people
that
are-
got beat up,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they got batted
smacked
up. So
up for that crap, fam.
You know what? Yeah, like there's certain man that definitely crossed the line in uni. There's certain man that needed to educate themselves more on things because let's be frank, I didn't know in my first year of uni that coercion was rape.
What do you
I
mean?
didn't know that.
What do you mean?
Like you're in a room with a girl.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it goes from like you know she's feeling you,
Yeah.
but you're not convinced as to whether she wants to have sex at that point in time. Like the process of like trying to like
Actually,
convince
like,
her and
yeah.
like whatever.
It's part of
as-
rape culture. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Obviously, yeah, you can say it's
She's
part
more
of it.
likely to say yes because you're asking
Exactly.
so much that she just goes, "Oh, you know what, let's just do it. Like, and then say, not because she really wanted to do it and she
just
was,
'cause she wants to go home.
yeah.
Exactly, and a lot of men at the time that were in such situations they didn't think, oh yeah, I'm raping a woman. You know what I mean? For them, it was always a normal thing. Even for the girls in question as well, never thought as a bad thing. They just thought, you know what? Eventually, like we start having sex, and then after that, that's literally just opens the floodgate and whatever. You don't start being all the time, wherever it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's why, like, even in Nigeria, like, they actually rape you the first time. Most cases, like, most of these guys will rape the girl, and then in Nigeria, anyway, let's not even go to that place again because it's
it's
actually
wild, it's
normal
wild,
over
it's-
there
yeah, it's
for a
wild,
woman
like,
to
yeah.
get raped by her boyfriend, and she's just like, yeah, well, you know, that's how I lost my virginity. It's like, what? But even here, like, I remember one time, my own personal experience, I thought I was gonna get raped this day. I think so the guy came over and then, you know, you start doing the kissing, and I remember I said no, and then he was quite forceful. You know, when they put your hand back, and I think for him it was probably doing something sexy.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, shit, I'm gonna get raped. And then, you know, I can't lie, it's like I left my body, but then nothing happened. It didn't. It actually just let go. But maybe he saw the face change or whatever.
Yeah.
But deep down, I thought this was it. And what I didn't even fight it. I was just like, you know
The
what?
body froze.
Fuck it, just do it and then we're going. But that's just how easy it is to rape someone because he's probably thinking that this is all part of it.
And this is why
Part of
education
the
is
game.
so
You know what I
important.
mean?
Because a lot of men have grown up to think that some things are acceptable and
Yeah,
some
yeah.
things are normal. And that's just because the number one society, some media as well, what it's in the media, like what the man them talk about, what has been accepted, what sin is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is why, yeah, like,
Bro, it even starts at home first because a lot of us, before you even meet your friends, what you see in your own families is what causes some of these men to think is
and
acceptable.
even like something I saw the other day online, yeah, like that really like, what's it called, resonated with me was with your children, like when you have children, because I have a daughter, and it comes from like consent is so like it's so easy to teach consent in certain things. For example, like
the basics.
There's sometimes like I'm trying to hug my daughter in it. Like I'm a very like cuddly person. Like my love language is physical touch. I'm trying to give her hugs, trying to give her cuddles, whatever. She doesn't like it sometimes. She's like, oh, dad, man, no, that's weird, man. No, dad, don't do that. And I'm like, are you mad, bruv? Don't forget you came from my sperm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, like, look at this little rat, bruv. I'm trying to give you a hug. You're not trying to give me a hug. But then that statement kind of resonated with, like, you know what? Teaching the child that at that point in time, I don't want to hug you, and that's fine. Like, my right should be respected. It's teaching the child that no is no, and yes and yes, and that's where the education starts from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's so easy for us to castigate, and when a climate where we castigate everyone, everyone is cancelled, everyone is thrown to the bin. But it's kind of like how, as opposed to chucking everyone in the bin and cancelling everyone, how about you teach the ones that don't know enough? Know enough. You know what I'm saying? If we based more of our attention on teaching more people stuff than cancelling everyone, we'll have a better society. Because the young 14-year-old guy that's growing up would know that, okay, cool, when a girl says no to me, I understand it's no. As opposed to saying, oh, raw, like there's the 18-year-old done this and we're cancelling him. He belongs in the bin. This and the blah, blah, blah. More time, the guy probably didn't even know that the action was wrong because he was groomed to think that was a normality.
Yeah.
You know, the man that think that, oh, if I buying a Chanel bag is, you know, is part of the thing.
Straight pumps.
You know what I mean? What is it about?
But let's not forget, like, there's enough girls that want the Chanel bag and want to open their legs at the same time. Let's not forget that fact.
What is it about, like, all these brands that what's called?
They want to, like,
they're luxury, though, isn't it? So everyone's entitled to luxury. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting luxury, but I think there's everything wrong with doing anything to get it. Like, for example, if I can't afford a Chanel bag, I'm not going to carry a Chanel bag. I'm going to carry whatever I can afford. There's like H&M, there's River Island. They produce good quality. It's not as good as Chanel, but and there's also like other.
You can make it look good as well.
It's how you style it. I think it's for me, like, I would have one Chanel bag and that's it. Like, because I like the brand and I like the quality, but I don't feel like I need to have like anyone that just come out. I need to have this. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like black people, we're easily impressionable, right? Number one, we make the least in terms of income. We are the bottom of that food chain, but yet our spending power is one of the highest. We want to spend some money, and you look,
because we're into fashion. And
you don't think I'm tight, but it's never a tight thing. It's just cutting your coat according to your size. Like, and I keep saying this: if you're buying a few Chanel bags every year and you aim 30K a year, please make it make sense for me. Make it make sense for me, bro.
That's what everyone's buying, isn't it?
Like, how are you spending $6 bills on a bag every time? A bag.
They didn't spend the $6 bills.
Actually, let's talk about
Ford came into that game.
Let's talk about the Birkin bag, fam. Because first thing with the Birkin bag, I seen a couple of Birkin bags, and I can't lie. Like, maybe I don't know fashion, but they look basic.
They're dead.
And number two, obviously, like, is it not getting to the point now where, like, when we say Birkin bag, it's like. Like,
it's just trend. It's just trend.
But
I mean, it's because
are we ruining the value of it? Like, because everyone wants it.
Same goes for Off-White for Mandem. That was just trend.
Yeah,
because
that is trash.
Yeah, because they have some little red what's that thing called, zipper that they put on it.
I think for us as black people, because I think poverty is just a big thing.
Fam,
you know.
Say it again.
So when you see someone that has something that you cannot afford, you want that thing. Like, if, for example, with Nigerian, if I have a white top and I want to sell it for $10,000, I can sell it for $10,000 and I will have a buyer for it. And it might be the same top that will go for £1. But because someone knows that I can buy this and a lot of people cannot afford to get this, and I think with Birkin, it's like, it's only limited people that can get it. You have to like do a lot of things to get. There's a lot of steps to get that bag. So for you to have it, you know that you're one of the very few that has it, and that's the thing about designers. People want stuff that they know that no one else will get. No one else will get.
It's a lack of education. Like, we have grown up to see that the person that has the Lambo and the person that has the Birkin bag is wealthy, and he's the one that is to reckon in society. But in actual fact, the man that has the investment, that has the properties, that has the stocks, that has all this investment that he's put his money in, is the man that's really smiling. But wouldn't teach that in our community. Like, from the first time I heard about stocks and shares was probably when I was in my late teens. That was the first time I heard about stocks and shares. And these are investment. These are things, the billionaires of the world, is how they make their money. Like the Jews and the white people that are making hella peas and are making all that generational wealth, bruv. It's from stocks and shares.
But can I say something?
Trying to get us cancelled,
I do think.
Jews
oh
are
yeah,
rich.
we don't. But I do think, like our generation, blacks that's come into this country or that's grown up in this country, we're kind of different from the usual black people in Africa. Like, because in Africa, a lot of people know about stocks and trades. I from my experience anyway. But us here, we've come from parents that most of them ran away from something, and they came with sometimes nothing, and they built the next level, which is even just giving us a ground, giving us a house. So our generation is that generation. They didn't have anything to school us because they were working just to make money. So our generation is that generation that will now do the next step, which is what we're now doing, looking for the stocks and shares, finding out that it's not about what you wear and all of that. But I can't lie to you, as a PT, I knew that I needed to look good to get clients. Like when I had my Mercedes was when I had the most amount of clients, because people see your Mercedes, they don't talk to you anyhow. They just see a Mercedes and they're like, this one must be making money. That's the, even I had, because I live in Ilford, and you know, Mercedes is like a big, if you know, Asian people love cars. So even car plates, if you have car plates, you know, you're there. So if you need to have the look to get the clients, unfortunately, with Imbo people, you can have any type of car and you're still going to get clients. They're still going to take it seriously to some as a PT anyway. Even if you don't have money, they'll probably take you more seriously because they're like, oh, you know, you're knowledgeable and you're friendly. They go from all those things. They don't just go from what you have. They will help you get what you need.
The value is not seen in the material things that
Whereas
you have.
with black people and Asians, actually, it's all about how you carry yourself. I had so many Asian clients that only came to me, or the way they spoke to me was different from when I went into my car. So sometimes I'll talk to a client, and when they're walking out, I'll walk out with them. I don't have anything to do in my car. I just walk to my car, open the gas,
unlock it,
and then they look at you. Next time they come different. They don't talk to you like you're one anyhow. They talk to you different. Do you know what I mean?
The key. Use the button on the door just to show that it's push to start.
and they treat just because of that. So if you know that it's going to help you with your business, then do it. Some people borrow cars for interviews just to have the look. If you're a business person, do what you have to do, but don't come and kill yourself because of that. I knew I could afford that car, that's why I got it. And when my situation changed, I had to go to uni, I sold the car. Do you know what I mean? I got a Duke Auntie's car. It works. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, do you know what I mean? Listen, I live in South Croydon, right? And South Croydon is it's seen to be an affluent area. A lot of the houses there are massive, big houses. Fam, I'm driving. I'm on the bus. Bus worker. I'm on the bus. Yeah, I'm on the bus on my way home. Like I'm looking at these houses, like 6-bedroom house, like 7-bedroom detached house. Massive. Do you know the kind of driveway? It's a 2002 car, bro.
Yeah, those banger cars.
But you know what I deep check?
And then you look at the council estate. Look at when you go to a council estate. Look at the cars that you see.
I'm actually
in the
gonna
council estate.
when I'm driving home. I'm actually gonna look.
Like, look that.
I'm always
Now look here, yeah. When you go when you see like those areas that have the detached houses, big houses, you know these houses cost nothing less than $1 million, 800,000. Look at the cars. They have normal cars. They'll have the Dukes. They'll have they'll have like the little like whatever car it is. Look at council estate. We have the latest Mercs, the latest BMWs, 20 plates, 90 plates,
70 plates.
Fam,
in this pandemic, how are you getting the 70 plate? 70 plate came out in September. Ain't nobody got peas or furlough.
All the 70 plates I've seen are gripping at black people, and I'm not even trying to judge them.
If I've been to council flats and I've gone inside and I'm seeing like the longest flat screen TVs, and I'm just thinking, I don't understand. You're living like the house is inside it does not look like a house that should be in it.
That's
like,
why I said
do you get what I mean? I don't understand how do you have all these things
and
in the council
then
flat?
people are very quick to say, "Oh, why you pocket?" It's not pocket watching. Like we care about our people. I'm trying to educate our people to say, "Listen, like there's this guy.
Financial freedom.
There's a guy. He's a financial advisor. He's like a motivational speaker, but he's done well for himself. He's a black don. He goes, "You use an iPhone. You say you use an iPhone, right? You want to play PlayStation, you buy Sony." He goes, "Did you know that if instead of spending that £1,000 on an iPhone, Apple stocks cost right now $110 per stock, right? That's about £95-98. Instead of buying the Apple iPhone, hypothetically speaking, if you spent 10, if you bought 10 of those stocks, it's the cost of how much one iPhone costs. The iPhone that you're using in the next 1 year." The updates have already slowed it down.
Yeah, the iOS is shagging the thing.
But those 10 stocks that you bought in Apple, right? At the time, in a year's time, that's already worth 15-20% on top of it.
You know why people don't do this? I had this conversation yesterday. we don't like waiting time.
Yeah, we
People
don't.
want things now and here and then.
Yeah,
but
but
that's-
buy
that's-
those stocks over a 24-month period. Like you can't spread it out for 20 months.
Yeah,
24 months.
like I said, you know what the biggest issue is, because I was talking money with somebody yesterday,
Yeah.
and I was saying the true fact of the matter is a lot of people don't want to play the waiting game, and I said if you look at it realistically, a lot of people are not rich.
It's image
If
now.
if we look at it properly, a lot of people are not rich until they hit 40, 50. Why?
Yeah.
Because when you get to your 20s, you're learning about yourself, trying to go through the motions. When you hit 30, you're now that more experienced. So you're in your role, you're developing, you're probably going towards director, etc. level. Once you hit 40, you're settled.
Yeah.
You know what you're earning, you're getting a certain amount. Bare people are not ready to play the waiting game. Like I said, stocks and shares, the reason why bare man are not willing to do it is because the true
Like you're not making money now. Like
no, the true
returns
amount you'll see
is in 5 to 10 years.
yeah, and bear man not willing to wait 5 years because they don't even know if they'll live 5 years, fam. And that's actually truth.
But you
That's
know,
the truth.
what's crazy, right? Like the person that earns 25 grand a year,
Yeah.
the person that earns 21 grand a year,
Mm.
and the person that earns 50 grand a year, all of you have the ability to do the same thing. Like invest in money, right? Because the person that is, I don't know, the person that's like, I don't know, earning the 25 grand a year, that's maybe putting a little bit money into their savings, bruv. You can invest money. No one is saying invest £1,000 a month. Your investment could be £100 a month. £100 a month for 1 year is 1,200.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Over a period of 10 years, you've saved. You're let's say from a savings point of view, yeah, you've saved 12k. Let's imagine that's an investment. An investment is money on top of that. You're making interest on that. You know what I'm saying? In whatever you invested in,
But I can't
that
lie,
12k is probably like
whatever you're
16k
investing in,
now.
It's not that straightforward as well. You have to study. Like
It's
to
not
learn.
hard. I
So
promise you.
I think a lot of people. It's just that time. Like I don't want to be racist to black people, but they say if you want to hide something, keep it in a book. Let's be honest. A lot of black people don't want to read enough for them to study stocks and
that's a
shares.
true saying.
It's sad,
Listen,
but it's
there's
true.
a lot
They
of
don't
things that
want
we
to
do
read
as
enough
a
about it for them to even know that this is.
Yeah, but it's made to seem that way. Like investing money is such a simple concept. You don't need to read the book. It's basically saying, I see value in something, and because I
It's
see
gonna
value in it,
increase.
I see that maybe in 5 years' time, this thing might have higher value. So let me put my money in here right now, so that my money is worth the higher value in 5 years. It's literally that simple.
I believe in investments, and it is something that I would go into myself. But I can't lie to you, when you click on whatever it is you're trying to, it does tell you that there's a big chance of you also losing.
Well, that's
Yeah,
trade- that-
yeah.
Whenever
That's why I said
anyone reads that,
that's
they
trade. That's
just
trading money.
reverse.
It's rich man's gambling. I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking
gambling
about. though.
ultimately.
The-
Do you know
the-
what I mean?
Some company, well, it's depending on what company you invest into, because a lot are never going to go bust. But the issue is you have to do the work to understand
I would
that, and a
always
lot of people,
advise,
people are not even willing to do that work on
That's-
you. So
that's
even
it.
before we get to just invest,
they see that
Like,
look,
if they feel like there's a lot of steps
especially
before
they're not gonna do
they
it.
actually commit themselves to actually
And
doing it.
If I'm being honest here, life is slapping too many people for
You know
them
what?
to
Yeah,
think of it.
I need to get someone that actually like. There's this black guy. Sometimes he's a financial advisor. He works in finance. He's been investing like pretty much a long time of his life. He's young. He's probably like 26, 27. Sometimes like I shout him for like financial advice and whatever it is. And when he talks you through like obviously investment and shares and stocks, all that stuff, and it simplifies it. It makes you realize that sometimes people just throw a lot of jargons and say this
of course.
and whatever.
Of course,
You know what I'm saying? And obviously everything investment at the end of the day is calculating your risk. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some companies I'm gonna look and say, like McDonald's has been around forever. What are the chances of McDonald's going bust and going under?
It's not happening. Yeah,
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Apple is a company that historically,
Amazon even.
from whenever they started making phones to now,
It's not happening.
I've seen growth.
Yeah.
So from based on that commonsensical level,
Yeah.
I can say that if I put my money here, I think it's just the short-term gratification.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Because
that's
the
what I
fact that
mean.
you know that I'm gonna buy a stock now in Apple and I can't wait for 5 years.
You
Like,
can't,
what's
yeah.
5 years?
Bare
Like, how do I
people-
know my money? Like, bruv.
I think
but-
people are fixated with the thing of, if I don't make a big jump, then like I don't have
But
time
you've been
for
using the
this.
iPhone for the past 5
Bro,
years.
That's why
for-
there's
for-
loads
forget
of betting
stocks and
shops in
investments.
poor areas, if
Yeah,
you haven't
yeah,
noticed.
exactly that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you see about
Yeah.
10 down
Yeah.
one highway.
Yeah.
I think who was it? I think it was
JME.
JME.
Yeah.
He put a tweet and he put up a Google map and he showed
Oh, there's bare gambling places.
Yeah.
all the gambling
Yeah.
places.
you see one tiny
in
one.
like I think I can't remember what area it is.
There's
Uh,
none
we-
in
we'll,
Central,
we'll,
like,
we'll say
Woodside.
we'll say Tottenham for
There's
example.
hardly
Yeah.
any in Central.
If you go to Central, you see one tiny one
Yeah.
in
you
one
won't
corner.
even clock it.
It doesn't
Do you know what I
look
mean?
like, William Hill has its
It-
like traditional like blue and yellow whatever
don't
colours.
have- they can't
It doesn't
even do
have
that.
those
They
colours. It
can't.
looks like an
Yeah.
old school
Yeah.
building. It blends in with the rest of it. But what I'd say is that there's one investment that I think black people do make and they do well actually. and it's investing in holidays. I think one thing, there's not like, you underestimate the value of investing in your happiness and investing in your enjoyment. And I feel like one thing that this year's shown us is the importance of like grasping that enjoyment and that happiness. Like, what's good? I've been on a few holidays this year, not as many as like I used to. Like, I've been
you're a traveller, man.
But that's me and David were always traveling. Like 2018, especially, we went on loads of holidays, and we are happy to look broke here. Like, just about, like, obviously we got our house, we got our cars, whatever. Obviously we get by, but we're happy to look pretty much broke here, so that we look like we actually get to live the good life when we go on holidays, or we'll do massage.
No, that's why my parents are on that. You know, my parents are fully on that.
Do you know what I really like about black people doing that now? Like, growing up, even for me, I used to think, why would I want to stop working and then take my money to go to another country to go and spend? Like, that whole thought, I think that's a thing from when I was growing up in Nigeria anyway. It just didn't make sense. Anyone that was going on holiday was going to go and waste money until you go on your first holiday, and then the way you feel, the experiences, like what you experience, it just changes your mind about holidays, and you start seeing it less of, it doesn't make sense to, you know what, this is actually very important. And it's not just the experience, it's also just the change of scenery for your home, for your mind. Is just amazing. And I love that black people are doing it so much now. It's so amazing to see.
I think that's the thing with that old generation as well, because my mum and dad basically say that for a lot of people that they know around like their age, like it's like, these lot don't even go on holiday. Like, I don't understand why. So then, basically, going back to Ghana or Nigeria or whatever. Like, holiday is not going to
America, just
America or Tenerife somewhere.
Did you know that?
Because everything they do is always.
You know the funny thing as well, like, when I think there's a friend that my parents have as well, like, they went on holiday with my parents, and they were kind of like baffed on what to do. They were like, what do we do? What do we actually do? And it's just mad to them
as well. And I think our generation is really opening the eyes to that as well. So my mom, she has friends that they're going to Dubai, Turkey, whereas all those things, the only place my mom knew was going to China to go and buy stuff for her business in Nigeria. And they're going to Nigeria, and she comes back even more stressed.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, that's not a holiday.
It's because everything they do is just geared towards their retirement plan. That's the reason why they always end up going back.
But to be honest, that's why we have what we have today, because they starved themselves with all these things so that we don't have to do it. So let's be grateful for everything that they've had to do. Let's be honest, because
like, that's why you got to look at this year in particular and just be like, we have. The majority of this year has been depressing for a lot of people. So the little bits of joy that you get, even if it's like a 4-day break in Croatia or like a 5-day thing in Dubai or whatever, like, man, people are doing that here. That enjoyment and that excitement and that new experience that you get, like, it's worth the investment, because that happiness is actually what's carried a lot of people to this day, or what's going to carry a lot of people into the next year, and say, like, you know what, like, I know what I'm putting my money to, my enjoyment, my happiness. Because at the end of the day, like, okay, we can sit here and say, like, let's try and make the most peas, and we'll buy the Birkin bags, and we'll buy the Mercs, and we'll buy all of this, and it's just like, when you die, none of that's going with you.
You know what's so funny about
None
that?
of it.
You know what's so funny about that as well? Yeah, it's the fact that I was pretty happy, like, towards like the first lockdown that we had. I was like, yo, I'm saving peas, you know. Like, second lockdown's come, I was like, fam, like, it's not really hitting me like that anymore.
Yeah,
I've been on 0 holidays this year, though. The last time I hadn't left the country for a holiday was 2004. So this is rattling me right now, fam. Bruv.
Trust me, we need to get out here, fam.
I'm gonna go out soon. Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
mind your business.
Where you thought you were going? Yeah, I checked it. Yeah, I swear they changed the rules.
What?
They changed the rules, fam. You need that COVID test now, bro.
What? Yeah, but no, you don't.
No, you did. It changed.
Listen,
it changed like a couple days ago.
Greek consulate.
Call it again, because it changed after you said it. It changed after you said it.
When did you call them?
No, it changed after you said it. They changed the rules. It changed after. We checked online.
I called. What's today?
We just randomly checked online. We were just looking at it.
Saturday.
Today's the 7th.
You need it. You need a COVID test still.
Thursday.
Was it Thursday or Wednesday?
I called.
No, you called them. You would have called them on Wednesday.
It was Wednesday we spoke about it.
No, trust me. Check the rules again.
Listen, I called them and I said, yeah, what do I need to get into Greece? They said, all you need is to fill out the form online. I was like, well, I don't need a COVID test. They're like, no, you can do. You get a COVID test.
Do it
at the
again.
airport.
Because we're in lockdown now, so you need these
I'll
things
call
to
them
exit.
again.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah,
I'll
you
call
need
them
to-
again, bro.
need
You
to
don't think I'm
make
not
Work
trying to
trip.
fly out here?
Must be
Work
nice.
trip. Work trip.
What's it called? Especially this month, if you can find any enjoyment.
Listen, I'm waiting for that hypocrite, yeah? I'm waiting for you. If you listen to this podcast, dickhead, yeah? I'm waiting for you. You hear this, yeah? Just come for me, innit? I'm just waiting for you to come for me on Instagram. You know that, fam, people is what piss me off, you know? Like,
they
people
saying?
always act like their own shit don't stink. Like, everyone's always quick to point fingers, yeah? If you see me on holiday and say, oh, yeah, you look that rules or you flew about.
Brother,
Fam, you went to your brethren's yard yesterday, but did I say anything?
do you know how many men are in Dubai right now?
Did you see the airport? on
Fam,
Wednesday?
fam, Wednesday,
Rammed, fam.
Airport
they
was mad.
bare
No
people
social
cut.
distancing.
Fam, bare people cut. Oh my
You know what I'm saying?
days.
So
I don't
please,
blame
just
them,
mind
like,
your
yeah,
business.
A lot of people got birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. Like, bruv, you've got to.
I celebrated my birthday in my room. Like, it was so sad.
I'm
Like,
actually
I
wondering what.
actually
this
cried.
year
It
I'm
was
not
that
accepting
depressing.
defeat. That's
Like,
depressing.
never again.
Yeah, you know
April.
my
So it was in a
sorry,
heat,
that
and
was-
I was doing
that
my
was
dissertation.
lockdown.
That was
lockdown.
lockdown.
Yeah, we did. My sister turned 25 in
Yeah.
May, and that May was peak lockdown. Fam,
Lockdown.
she was just like, I can't do anything. Like,
I
I'm even
didn't do
thinking.
anything.
I'm even thinking now because mom.
Because I was working in a hospital. I was just in a hospital and then come back home.
I'm even thinking like my brethren turned 30 today as well. I'm even wondering what he's doing.
Check on him.
Saying that I'm watching Netflix.
He's not
I'm
gonna
only
be in a
turning
good place.
29, but I'm gonna live like a
Watching
30. bro.
Netflix,
No,
man.
honestly, go. Cause
Hey, this New Year's, yeah, I'm trying to turn up. I can't lie.
Bruv,
I'm trying to turn up.
I was saying to Dan,
I'm going away,
this
bro.
year-
I'm going away, mate.
This
You're gonna-
year of all years, I have to at least watch church. There's no way I'm going into the following. After this year, there's no way I'm going into the following year without the Lord. But once that midnight has passed and we've said
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
New Year, fam.
I'm trying to turn
Party
up.
at mine. I
I'm
don't
trying to
care
turn
how
up,
many man
fam.
come through.
I'll drive, fam.
Fam.
I'll drive that. Are you
Whoa,
mad? I'm trying to turn
through,
up.
like-
That's the motive, you know. I
I'm
want to
trying
go
to turn
Ghana,
up,
though.
fam. Wanna
I
go
wanna
away?
go Ghana. I'm never
Yeah,
touching
but he's not gonna
Nigeria,
open
but
up. They're not gonna
I-
open
no,
it.
no,
I
no.
actually have to go to the protest.
Ghana not gonna
Nigeria's
open.
not
Nigeria
safe,
first.
trust me.
I wanna
Nigeria's
go
not worth
Ghana.
the stress.
I think everyone's gonna go Ghana this year.
Ghana
Even
trying to shake.
Nigerians.
Ghana will shake. Watch.
Are Ghana trying to check as well?
No, Ghana will shake. Ghana will shake. They won't let that many people. Do you know how many people want
Fam,
to
I
go,
have
bro?
a
Yeah, you know what?
Nigerian
Ghana.
friend.
Nah,
It's
peas.
true.
The peas though.
Yeah, but Ghana will shake because that's
Ghana's
too
a
many
smaller
people.
country, though.
You can't let that
Yeah.
many people in the
No,
country.
but
You know what I mean?
I mean, so Ghana, in terms of Ghana and how they've like handled Corona,
They've done very
they've
well.
absolutely
Very
amazing.
well.
Like,
Yeah,
Ghana's
they've been
Ghana's
sick.
open right now. Everyone is like in the clubs. Like Pac was there like a couple weeks ago, living his best life. Everyone is doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the airport, they test you. They put things in place, not these stupid track and trace that NHS have been trying to do for how many 2 million years, bro.
You know, no offense, but when I get to somewhere, I just go on my camera and I just do that, and that's it. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't let
I do not have the app. They always be like, oh, can you test? I'm like, yeah, sure.
So they can follow me where.
But this government, this UK, they'll take the piss because that many people can't leave the country in one go.
What do you mean?
If you brought thousands and thousands of people want to leave to go,
No, they
Africa,
don't
bro.
mind you leaving because they don't care.
Yeah, they don't
Like,
mind
it's
leaving. I
used
mean,
to
when if I
coming
come back
back.
from Ghana, no, I'd have to
Yeah,
like
the comeback could be a problem.
Self-
That's no.
self-isolate for 2 weeks.
I thought I was
No one
supposed
is
to. You
checking
know?
anyway.
I was out here 2 days after.
Well, I would suggest you should as a healthcare professional. 'cause
Of
people
course,
are
yeah.
dying.
You have to
Yeah.
self-isolate,
Of
guys.
course.
So
I
I
will
suggest that you
self-isolate.
actually
Of course I will.
self-isolate.
I ain't gonna
Okay.
self-isolate. Must go
Hey,
straight
no,
to
she's
the
saying
top.
that. She's saying that so they hear us. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
but
I
I'm
get.